Jonah 2, 1 through 2. From inside the fish, Jonah prayed to the Lord his God. He said, "In my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead I call for help, and you listened to my cry." So there's a group that I'm a part of, and we watch movies together, and then we discuss those movies. It's called Cinnabar here in Orlando. And we were watching a movie recently called Songs My Brothers Taught Me, about this Native American tribe in South Dakota, the Lakota Sioux. And in that movie, there was this line at the end of the movie that really, really caught me. They said, "You have to lean into the wind or you will get blown away." You have to lean into the wind or you will get blown away. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a lot of regrets in my life. There's a lot of things that I've failed at, a lot of mistakes that I've made. And when I say I have regrets, many people will say like, "Oh, I have no regrets about my life." But I think what we're trying to say when we say we don't want to have any regrets about our lives is that those mistakes, those failures, have helped shape us into the people that we are. We would not be the people we are without the failures that we've had in our lives. And this reminded me of the author, the Catholic priest, the Franciscan friar, Richard Rohr, and he wrote a book called Falling Upwards. And in it, his idea is that those who have fallen are the only ones who understand up. Those who have fallen are the only ones who understand up. And I think this is why when you meet somebody who's been through a lot in their lives, they seem to have so much wisdom. They're carrying so much that they've learned from that experience. Now, Jonah is at the bottom, literally the bottom, in a fish's stomach at the bottom of the sea. And the way up for Jonah is first the way down. But Jonah learns about God's grace at the bottom. It's at the end of ourselves that our futures begin to open up. And this is what Jonah is teaching us in this story. Now, my favorite book when I was a kid was the book Where the Wild Things Are. And I absolutely love the Spike Jonze movie based on that book as well. And it follows this young kid, 9 years old, who's trying to understand all of life, the fear, the joy, the pain, the disappointment, the happiness, trying to understand how to live amongst all of these feelings and explore what it means to live through them and to articulate those feelings well. Now, I've realized recently that I think life is about learning to experience God's grace. If there's one thing that this life is about, it's learning to experience God's grace. And that's what happens to Jonah in this passage. He might be at the bottom of his life, but he is now learning to experience God's grace. So do we have regrets? We might have regrets, but our failures and our mistakes have made us who we are because God's grace was found there. Amen.